Fuck this movie. I can't believe this guy even thought it was okay to do this. Who the hell does he think he is?
On behalf of all handicapped people, that was the worst piece of shit I've ever seen.
He thinks he's taller than the rest of us? He can just run his damn mouth?
Put all these retards in that movie, and then you pick a venue with only one handicapped bathroom stall.
I'll tell you what, next time I see this guy, he's losing his fucking ankles, all right? He's losing them. He's gonna be on the ground.
There was no credit for the catheter taker. I mean, it was...
Fuck Christopher Titus. Fuck Christopher Titus.
You go to the special...
Get that microphone!
That is Olympic level stupid!
LAPD, you are under arrest!
There was a woman in a wheelchair, and she had one leg missing, and she had that kind of flesh-colored sock over her stump. The light turned green, and I crossed the street, and she didn't cross the street coming at me, and she looked down, and I said, how's it going, kid? And this woman did not say hi. She said, thank you, like I had noticed she existed. And that's when I really got the seriousness of, like, I got to do this movie.
This whole project, Special Unit, for myself, started 10 years before the film.
As per the mayor, it's your new assignment.
Handicapped police officers?
We did a pilot in 2006 for Comedy Central that Bryan Cranston directed, and it was very funny and fairly offensive.
My name is Detective Fowler.
I was familiar with what they had done in Comedy Central years and years ago, and the fact he had expanded it into a film was pretty amazing.
But he invited the original cast back that was in the pilot back to the movie, and everyone tried to veto me out, but Titus said no.
When I first came in, it was Titus, the director, was looking for authenticity, which of course was important. He was hiring people with real disabilities.
And I'm tired of seeing the special little hero that needs to be taken care of, or, the guy who needs to be sexually serviced because he's got a disability.
They focus on the generic idea of what the problems with people with disabilities might have.
But I think that there's definitely a Hollywood pigeonholes. A little person, I feel like, is more set decoration almost in a lot of films and they're more of a prop in a lot of cases. I would like to be cast in roles that aren't specifically written for disabled people. I would like to be a lawyer. I could be a lawyer in real life, and so if there's a film that comes along and they need a lawyer, I feel like I would like to be able to do that. I would like to be seen as a person like I feel like I am in the real world.
We were going to work every day on the set, playing on that playground, and at the same time fulfilling a 10-year dream, and in our hearts hoping to really make a difference.
So I think it takes a guy like Titus to say, this is bull crap, and actors with disabilities deserve and earn roles too.
I just wanted to make them real people, and so we did. And Garrett Fowler is an asshole. He is the worst human being I could possibly write.
You're not retards. As a matter of fact, you're a spaz, a midget, a cripple. He's a retard. Does that bother you?
Captain Wynn is a guy that knows that Titus's character is crooked and dirty, and it's Tom and Jerry. He's been after him forever, and he just wants enough to prove that he's right, that this guy is a complete douchebag. He's close, and he can't quite get him, so he tries to punish him with what he thinks is a tough task. Make good choices.
The way that Fowler treats his disabled crew is, I think, sort of a microscope version of how society treats people with disabilities.
The only way Garrett Fowler can get away with what he gets away with is because he is the most heinous human being on the planet, and he says everything that a lot of kind of creepy people in the world say about the disabled people, and then they get to prove them wrong.
You really think you put them all through one hole? Fine. Let's go to the high-speed video and show you how bad you really suck.
I always win at the carnival.
And this one character that has autism, after exhausting a search with actors with autism, realized they needed an actor who was without a disability to be able to play the comedy.
Hello, I know everything in the whole world.
I honestly, never thought of Alvin as having a disability. I thought of him more like a quirky superhero. He's quite remarkable, and as far as I'm concerned, a great representation of a person with autism. It shows a person who's supposedly disabled with amazing abilities.
Night. That was incredible. How'd you do that? Pressure points. Uh-oh.
When Alvin does the, Christopher Reeve's speech, Margie, in the middle of it being Margie, I realized, holy crap, Margie's falling in love with Alvin. So it was cool that we got to do that part at the end between Margie and Alvin. Hi, Alvin.
Hi, Margie, pretty.
Pretty's not my last name.
Yes, it is.
I play Morgan in the movie. Every detective on special unit has a special ability. Morgan is brilliant. He can walk in a crime scene and know exactly what happened. Blood on the ground, size 13 shoe print, tire tracks. He was knocked out by a big dude. They took his car. He had kale and goat cheese. Morgan had CP in. As if CP wasn't enough, Titus, that mother, gave Morgan a stutter. Titus thought that Morgan, because he's brilliant and he gets so frustrated because he can't get the words out fast enough, that's where the funny would come. And my team followed.
Bullshit. I always get offered guy in wheelchair. I know, it's crazy. I'll play guy in bed with hot girls, but I also play guy in wheelchair a lot. But never are you gonna get, hey, you wanna play an undercover cop?
What the hell is this?
NORAD. Do you want me to get some launch codes? Long shot, but it'll take me a bit of time.
Turn it off.
Mac is just there to enjoy everything. And that's it. He is somebody who was in service and in action, and that was his life and that was his identity, and to have that taken away and now to have it be presented to you again in a different way. I'm just a pawn in the 9/11 cover-up.
Well, I love your enthusiasm.
When the shit goes down. So my character in the film, Mick, he's applying to be on the police force, and he's kind of a, I think of him sort of like a James Bond wannabe. He's got his chairs all hooked up with gadgets and everything, and he thinks he's really tough, and he thinks he's really smart, and he's clever, and he just wants to be, save the world. I can mount a shotgun to my wheelchair and fire it by blowing into my tube.
Because at first the script was very Austin Powers. It was the bad guys were disabled, because I wanted to put as many disabled people in the movie as possible to show that disabled people are really funny. And Peter Farrelly says one thing that literally chopped 60 pages out of what I had. He said, if you're trying to make a point that disabled people are just as capable and can do anything any able-bodied people can. And I said, yes. And he goes, then how come they can only take down disabled criminals? And it was one of those insight moments where I was like, no. I was basically screwing everything I wanted to do at the movie with that one idea.
A cripple, a midget, and whatever the hell is wrong with him? This is your backup, Fowler?
As a society, we want to treat people with disabilities as so precious, and that we have to, be so careful with them. From my experience of working with people with disabilities and meeting them in life, they just want to be treated like everybody else. And I remember this one moment with Debbie, who is the little person in the movie, who was sitting in the makeup trailer, and I looked at her in the mirror, and I was like, and I said this without filtering myself, I said, it goes away. And she goes, I know. She knew exactly what I meant. Her disability goes away. Once you get to know her as a person, she's just another human being, and her disability is not only secondary, it just becomes non-existent.
follow that stretch.
So we're doing the school shooting scene, and Tobias Forrest, who plays Mac, was doing wheelies, and I asked him, I said, hey, I have this idea. I want, because it's doing it for kids. I said, I want you to do a wheelie and go right to the edge of the stage, 4-foot stage, and drop your front wheels right on the edge of the stage, which is a highly technical stunt for a stunt man. Tobias Forrest did not complain. Tobias didn't say anything. He just goes, can I get a pad there, please? Because I'm a quad. And I was behind the camera, and I started laughing. I was like, oh, right. And so we didn't make him do it. I apologized to him. But that was an interesting insight, and that's what I'd like the movie to do.
A lot of people are saying that this is just a publicity tool.
Really? You think it's a publicity tool? Why don't you ask an officer who is actually in a wheelchair if it's a publicity tool?
Do you mean a publicity tool like the moon landing or gluten? Then no. Thank you very much.
I found everybody I worked with on this cast charming and funny, and one of the gifts of being a comic is you don't see a lot of things that block you seeing a person, and then seeing this cast come together like this and really get behind the message, I thought was really cool.
I think Special Unit is going to be a great service, a great tool for people with disabilities, for this community, because what it does is it's saying to the rest of the society, hey, with shock value right away, open up your eyes. And then through the storytelling, it's saying, open up your mind. And then through it all, it's saying, hey, change your mind, change your perception of what these words mean, what your ideas of people with disabilities are, what your ideas of society are.
It was a great opportunity. It was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it, and it was just a good time. Like I said, you felt really comfortable with everyone on set, and it's kind of like a family. And I've been on several films, and you get close, and then you sort of part ways or whatever. But it was great fun. I'm really honored to be a part of it.
Well, first and foremost, what I hope people get from the movie is a good laugh. It's a comedy. That's the point. It's supposed to be funny. I also hope it widens people's perspective to see people with disabilities able to laugh at themselves, able to be funny, able to be good actors, and able to be leads in a movie.
These guys did what only 3% of the population could do. They stopped the mass shooting. They're cops. They are my partners.
They're human beings. They don't want to be cast as some weird, special hero, or, you know what I mean? They want to be just cast. They want to play regular people because they are regular people. We make them irregular, disabled.
Like Titus's comedy, this film is blunt, it's abrasive, but it makes a really good point. And that's why it was fun. Plus, I got to get a role where I just get to scream at him for an hour and a half, and I'd be doing that anyway.
Fowler, you're a disease. You're like human Ebola. When you're around, people's eyes bleed and their bowels liquefy. You know what?
What I would really like to see from this movie, and I'm not kidding, is action figures. I think Sophie, Morgan, Alvin, Mac, and Garrett need action figures.
All I really got to say is that it's pretty well a non-stop laugh. That was a great movie. I laughed my ass off.
Hey, I just want to say that this movie is Christopher Titus tackles something that was really hard to tackle. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's something that I think you really need to see, really need to go into with an open mind with, but he hits it right on the head.
And if anybody was offended, you couldn't tell because they were laughing way too hard.
This movie was really good. It's about time that people are allowed to laugh at us, all right? We're weird looking, we're kind of funny sometimes, I suppose, but people need to know it's okay to laugh at everybody. Everybody.
Special Unit address issues that people are too shy to really address.
It's nice to finally see a movie where it's not self-deprecating, but it's empowering and self-deprecating at the same time. Phenomenal work. Keep it up.
It was actually incredible. Funny, and something different, very different.
I came out here sort of as on a whim, and it made my night.
Special Unit is hilarious. It's smart. It's funny. Creates awareness. Good job, Chris. Thanks a lot, guy.
I love the movie a lot. If I were to make a comparison between Mod Squad and Kentucky Fried Movie, you're going to love every minute of it.
It's funnier than Police Academy, and it's as meaningful as an English patient. You got to see this film.
That movie was fucking hilarious. That was fucking awesome.
It's good. It's good to know that I am an equal, as everybody likes to feel that. And it's also good to know that there's other people out there that can laugh just as hard as I can, and it's okay.
Walmart employees everywhere are going to get laid when this comes out.
We got to do it ourselves. I got to get this out here. And the reason that it's not going, it's an independent film too, but I think the reason it's not going to a Lionsgate or somebody is because it's kind of... Billy Gardell said it best. Billy watched the premiere. We were sitting there editing one day, and he goes, Titus, you're going to get a lot of letters on this one. And I hope we do, because if it starts the conversation and it makes a difference for the biggest minority group in the country, then I'm cool with that.
You guys got your game faces on?
Heck yeah.
Let's do this.
I like his new attitude. You are the worst douchebag I've ever met.
Their names are more than Mac and Sophie. My name is Alvin.
I